I'm going to read out something to you from a little book called The Science of Getting Rich, and it's a philosophy that it's a collection of ideas, a philosophy written by a man called Wallace D. Wattles, that is designed to give you a guide as to what you need to do to live a life that is rich, not just financially but in every other sense imaginable. Now, listen to this. When you rise from the competitive to the creative plane, you can scan your business transactions very strictly, and if you are selling any person anything which does not add more to his life than the thing he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop it. You do not have to beat anybody in business, and if you are in a business which does beat people, get out of it at once. Give everyone more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. Now I want to stop there. You can Google the title Science of Getting Rich, put a comma and put PDF. Get a copy of that. It's a free book. It was written in the 1920s, even before Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and I strongly recommend you read it. But what I want to say with regard to that in relation to the third commandment is that anybody who wants to use a web marketing system needs to understand that it is designed to be an instrument to win trust and build relationships for a very long period of time. In other words, if you are somebody that likes to do hit and run business, where you just quickly sell something to somebody today and you are gone, you don't want to see the person tomorrow, this kind of method, you definitely will not want to use it, because it will ask too much of what you are willing to give. Now, you have to love the people you are serving in order to be able to serve them with passion and dedication and devotion. And that applies across, but it doesn't matter what kind of product or service you sell. If you're not willing to work like that, then it will be impossible for you to use the web marketing system I'm talking about the way I recommend in this audio series I'm providing to you. A lot of people have a problem serving their clients because many of them ventured into the businesses they are doing without having a passion for it. Usually their decision about what business to go into 99% of the time will be based on the fact that they have that there's money to be made in it. Oh, I hear there's money in catfish farming. Oh, I hear there's money in printing business. I hear there's money in cyber cafe business. You hear people who they go into all kinds of with the kind of get rich quick mentality. As a result, when you are telling them to sit down and create things that will help them to win the confidence of potential buyers, they see it as too much work. So you listening to me today, you're a member of my club. You've got to make up your mind. With very few exceptions, you must have come to me. Members of my club came to me through the work I did with my web marketing system. In other words, I sat down and created a system that enables me to get noticed through the search engines on the internet, even though you had never met me before in the flesh. And based on what I put out there, you got to a point where you felt, wow, this guy can help me, or what this guy sells I want, and therefore you reached out to me, and in the process you bought something from me, and later on became a client with relation to hiring me for my web marketing services. There are very, very few people I marketed web marketing to directly. Most of you are people that bought some other thing from me, and then later decided that you also wanted to have me develop a web marketing system for you. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, it is because I have a passion to serve you that I'm able to give you, for instance, a service condition in which I serve you for 1 year, which is what you guys have as a member of my club, most of you. You pay me no extra cover, and every month I publish a new newsletter for you. I create new content. I create content for your website. I do things where I reach out to people offline, link you up with people. I create all kinds of marketing materials. I do way beyond what the average expert who does anything resembling what I do would do. In fact, many people who will imagine that they do what I do have told me that I'm crazy to be able to serve you like this. But if you look at the fact that I'm able to serve multiple numbers of you in this kind of very unusual, very challenging way, where I work for you for 1 year or 6 months, creating content for you, building things for you, teaching you how to use the things I create for you. If you look at that fact that I'm able to do all of that, even though you paid me once, and I do it for 12 consecutive months, to the extent that some of you decide to sign up again for another year, it's proof that indeed I act out of love. If you do not love the people you serve, it is impossible for you to serve them in this manner. If you want to use the web market system, the kind of web market system I use, that I offer to develop and implement for you, that is going to be a priority. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to set up and prepare yourself to serve people with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. If you're not ready to do that, there is no way you're going to be able to achieve the kinds of successes I have told you that I've achieved and that you have witnessed that I achieved, even through you, with my web marketing system. So I'm going to leave you on this third commandment with these words. Go and sit down and think. Ask yourself questions about the business you are in. Ask yourself, are you willing to work to serve your clients, all right, with whatever they might need before they become your clients? In other words, writing articles, for instance, is something that's one of the foundations, one of the key pillars of web marketing success. If you do not write articles regularly, you cannot expect the engines to index your website. So the question is, can you keep writing articles even when nobody seems to be hiring you? Can you keep creating new content of all kinds in different forms, videos, audios, PDFs, images, mind maps? Can you keep doing all those things, creating them on a weekly, monthly basis, even though you do not see a single evidence that anybody's going to buy from you? Can you keep going like that for 6 months, for 1 year? If you're not convinced that you can do that, then don't even bother trying to use this kind of system I'm talking about, because that is how I became what you know me to be. That is how I achieved the name and brand recognition you see. It is the reason why some of you came to me and was like the man in Uganda who was saying, Tayo, you're like Obama. There's only one reason. I continued doing what I was doing, even though I was not getting results, until I began to get results. During the period when I was not getting results, I was learning. I was looking at what I was doing and checking what I was doing wrong, checking what I could do better, and improving on it every time. So there's a philosophy of continuous improvement that drives this. You are constantly checking yourself to see how you can be better. And that's what I did. And eventually, I got to a point where I understood what to do to get the results I wanted faster. And then I became confident enough to say, not everybody will be my customer. There are certain kinds of people who will be my customers. And because I know that those are the kind of people I want to serve, I focus on getting those people. And when I get them, I serve them with all my heart, with all my soul, and with all my might. That is what I recommend you to do.